I'm just ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood, ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood, ballin', flossing, rolling through my neighborhood.
What's the other joint? What was the other joint we're looking at?
Okay, my will presidential, 10 presidential, money presidential, bitches presidential, everything black, so you know I'm presidential.
He gonna hook up in the front center, and he gonna pull at an angle that way.
Riding through the hood with my top down, she know I like it better when the top down. Niggas hating on me cause I'm hot now. No surprise, I know why I'm getting money, yeah. It's a lovely day, so I'ma ride the city. Cup full of something to slow down my senses. These designer shoes cost a nice penny. That's $750, we talk Pacifics. That Rolls Gold compliment.
Yo, what up, YouTube fam? Look, you back again. And I know had a couple y'all hit me up, told me y'all wanted to see whenever I went back in my car and fixed the audio and the speakers and stuff. So I've been wanting to show y'all a video on this because I did it once, but I didn't go all the way into it. So I'm gonna give y'all a little more in depth to the bypass I did on my system to get it to where it's at now. Some of these wires I gotta kind of fix up a little bit because I got everything ripped out, but I'm gonna still let y'all see what's going on back here. So see my power wires coming in. It's a distribution block right there with my power wire coming from the front. These are like high quality RCA cables, double shielded and braid and twisted, so you get high clarity out of these wires. I got all the audio wires coming down right here. They're all labeled by channel 1, 2, 3, and 4, but this is what I'm replacing, because even though the wires look good right here, I tapped into them like right over, like behind this panel. I'm gonna pull all this out later, but behind that panel I tapped into them, and I had this blue wire running when I did a temporary patch on it, and this blue wire actually changed over when it got to the doors to this wire, because I did this too many times, well, too many times. And this was the original wire I had, which was this copper clad aluminum, because I was being stupid, wasn't paying attention. Ordered some cheap copper wire, didn't get quality. And since then I had to come and repair my wires that broke and got brittle on the speakers in the door, all 4 doors every time. And it's gonna happen. So make sure when y'all buy a speaker wire, make sure y'all always get the copper, get the oxygen-free copper. It's gonna be like 99.9% oxygen-free copper. That's the only wire you wanna run in your car. Otherwise, you're gonna be doing this stuff like me, which I knew better. I just was being fast and quick with it, wasn't even thinking. I did car audio for too damn long when I was in college, so. Anyway, it's your factory amp over here in the corner. This is my line output converter. That's I think nav X. I bought this so long ago I forgot the name of it. Nav X makes this, I think. And basically he tapped into a speaker terminal, because I had you got an 8-inch woofer in the back. You see this oh my bad, this the LOC adapter right here. This is my high converter right here. So this is coming from your my factory amp. I tapped into the factory wires right here, cut them all. The way I found the wires was I opened each door. This kind of, I'm taking y'all backwards. See, I kind of see how I did it, because all this stuff already done. But I opened the doors and I pulled each speaker out and I looked at the wire. But there's also some websites you can go to called like the12volt.com, and they got a lot more websites now you can probably look up online. But I come from a old school car audio setup, so I know how to figure this stuff out if you don't got these diagrams. Just basically open the doors, because you're gonna put new speakers in anyway. So just open the doors, look at the wire color, go to the factory amp in the back, find that same wire color. And before you pull a speaker out, the way you test that speaker is you clip them wires, or you jump into them with 2 more wires, and you put it on a regular little 1.5 volt AAA AA battery, and it's gonna make the speaker pop. And once you do that, you know you got the speaker. Do that all the way around the car, you'll figure out every speaker, every wire color. Boom, cut the wires from the amp, tap into them, run them to your new amplifier, and boom, that's how you got it, bypass. So Anyway, I'm gonna pick back up right now what I'm doing. Let y'all see what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue to run this wire through, and I'm gonna come back to y'all again after I get these next 2 doors finished, and I'll show y'all in the back when I put everything back together. Oh yeah, this is my amp board too, so see y'all in a second. Always make sure whenever you run new wires, man, label your wires. Don't think you're gonna do it at the end. It's gonna cost you way more time trying to label your wires at the end. Do that junk while you running each wire. So you gotta go back on yourself. The way I like to do it is I freaking get a piece of tape like this, draw it on, and then I wrap the tape around long ways. That way it kind of stick and wrap around to itself. If I can get it around, there we go. That way, cause when you pull it through, you don't want it to slide off. You don't want no flag hanging off the side of it to where it just grabs something and then you lose your wire you had. So remember that. Okay, picking up all this stuff. I'm about to move it to the other side. I'm gonna do the other front, and I'm gonna show y'all exactly. Look at this. This is the wire I picked off Amazon. So it says oxygen-free copper. 100 feet. 100 feet ought to be plenty enough to do it. Probably use about anywhere from, I guess, from here to the back with extra wire, about 15 feet tops. About 12 to 15 feet tops from the front, and probably about 8 to 10 for the back. So 100 feet ought to be plenty enough to give me all 4 runs and still have a little excess left over. This the cheap wire I'm pulling out right here. There's stuff all over here, man, and shit. Pulling all this out. You can see how it was starting to get real scrappy. When I first did this job now, it had this clear wire here. This junk looked real nice, man, but it was this cheap wire. I didn't have to repair and tap into it 3, 4, 5 times, well, 2 times. I'm also redoing this because I actually had my wires, which I got here. I'm running right here. I'm gonna run them straight across the back, over and down this side, or over the top. Originally, when I did the bypass, I tapped into the speaker wires, which are right here, because I was using the original factory speaker wires, and then I put little connectors on there to where I could disconnect or reconnect them. Even right now, I could still take all that apart and put it all back together like it's factory if I wanted to, which I'll never do. Since I had everything over here, I ran this green wire, which is 10 conductor wire, to bring the wires over here to the amp. Well, since I did a full bypass, I got my own wires now. I'm gonna take all this out, all this extra wire. I don't need this no more. I'm gonna take all that out and run it straight over on top. They're coming out the side right here. I'm gonna run it on top of this, and then bring it down the side, and I'll bring it through the holes. Cause this is actually a temporary setup. Cause I actually had my amps. I had this amp centered, and I had a second amp down here on the side. It was a compact amp, and I might end up getting another compact amp later, because this was a cheap amp I got. This is a cheap 4-channel Orion. It's decent. It's not as good as it was. I actually had a what's the name of it? Like a PB bass or something like that. I forgot that name. It was a wonderful amp, and a very good highs amp. But I'm gonna get another compact amp, probably put it down there, and then take that off of the back and just have my Hi-Phonics centered like I had. Because that board actually goes behind this box, and you're gonna see in a second. I gotta check out this speaker, see why this will stop playing too. But anyway, I'm gonna run these speaker wires over. They're gonna come down out the crack, and they're gonna come through the holes in the back of the board, which also has LEDs. It's funny, these LEDs actually come out of a old Hi-Phonics amp, and I put them on the board to give it a backlight illumination. So I got some free LEDs. I like to take electronics apart and use them up, you know. So anyway, put this back together. I'm finished working on the sides, and then we'll come back to the back and I'll let y'all see what's going on. But just to kind of get started on the front door, I'm gonna let y'all see what I gotta take apart to get to the screw holes. I'll let y'all see this right quick. So your first screw hole is behind this handle, and then see, there's a missing screw there. Guess I didn't put it back last time. And the other screw hole is up in here. See? Here and here. And it's a screw right up there. Phillip head screws. Pop them out. Once you pop those screws out, you actually pull the door panel. Don't pull nothing up here. Your door panel, see what this hole is? Your door panel stops right here. I start right here on this inside, and I start popping. And so I'm pulling, one of my screws came off of my speaker, my door speaker. I start popping my way around. That way, when you get over here, you'll know what to pop up. And I can't pop that up because that screw in, but if you start over here, you're gonna try to pop all of this up, and this does not come off with your door panel. This is not part of your door panel. So your door panel line runs right here. That's why I suggest you start on the inside and start removing everything. And then when you get to the end, I'm gonna come back and show y'all, but you lift up because the top hooks. This whole top piece just hooks on a piece of metal, and this whole door panel sits on there, and then it just snaps on around these screws. So I'll see y'all in a second when I get it off. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start yanking this stuff up. All that, my power wire running down there. All this gotta come out. Gotta pull all this up. Push this away. Show you how to do this. Keep the camera still. Let me set it up for y'all. We'll go on the other side and push it. Make sure you keep your connectors because you're gonna pop some of them off. Make sure you get your tool for the ones that don't come off on the actual piece. And it might get stuck in the frame. There we go. Take this thing out. Make sure you save your connectors, like this one. Pop them back in. And that's your pillar. Some damage on it. On the back seat over here, you want to make sure you pull up this, and then grab up under here and pull that out. This is a direct shot to the trunk right here. Your wires can literally run right down the side of the car, right down from the hood, which I got to the hood from up under here under this dash. It's all open up under there. If you look up under there, getting your back, laying back and look up under there, it's all open. You can see the firewall where you bring the power wire. Let me show y'all right quick. All this is already done. Oh shit. I already started it now. Let me show y'all. So, power wire. Let me get my flashlight. A lot of y'all won't see this because y'all probably about to do the same to y'all cars. I mean, I did this already, so this is just informal because I remember when I first started out doing car audio, and even before I knew it, one of the biggest things you're trying to figure out is like where you're gonna bring your power wire through it. So literally I brought it down right there, right down, and the firewall is literally right there. There's a big plug right there. The way I brought it through was I brought it from the inside of the car and I poked through around the wire harness with a screwdriver. And once I pushed through, I pushed the wire through, and then I pushed enough wire through so I could dig down there and just pick it up. And then I brought it back right here, caught it on the fuse block. Of course, I got wire loom going over it, going across the hood, attached right there. And boom, on the battery was, I need to put some corrosion protection on that thing. And that's how you wire that up. Comes back, right down the whole side of the frame of the car with my remote wire and those other two, all that weird looking wire, as well as my remote wire, power wire. What is that wire? I guess, oh yeah, it's them cheap changed out speaker wires, and it goes right to the trunk, and it comes in back there. I'm trying to hold this light, but it comes in, look, right there. All that comes in right there, right over that corner. It comes right in. I mean, it's a literal open gap. You can't really see it that well right there. If I shine the flashlight from the front, you would. But it's an open gap. Goes right into the trunk. Right there. And that's how you bring it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start ripping these door panels off so y'all can see. And I apologize for the lazy footage that I got going for y'all. So I'm trying to do this work at the same time. Can't put everything on a tripod. I'm trying to move around. But anyway, y'all get the point. So when I took my box out, well, before I took it out, I noticed one of my subs had stopped beating. So I don't know what's going on with it. I'm about to check it out and see what's going on. But in the meantime, since I took the box out, I know I've been wanting to open the box up because I made it separate spaces, separate chambers for each box. But I want to go ahead and share the chambers, so I went ahead and got my 4.5-inch hole saw, cut the hole out, and I'm gonna put this polyfill back in. Polyfill, if y'all don't know, basically kind of gives an illusion that the box is bigger. Simply put, that it really is. So I'm gonna put some more polyfill back in, probably put a little less than I actually had. But honestly, if I can't get this speaker to work, it doesn't really matter, because this size box really is the spec for the SPL on one kicker, kicker L7. I could build a couple boxes. It actually might be slightly smaller, to be honest. But this one speaker gonna sound 10 times better with that port, with that hole open up to the other chamber. So it'll be a nice sound whether I get this one going or not. All right, so basically, I'm gonna check the speaker out. Check cross. Just do a voice call, so I'm gonna check both voice calls and see. That voice call burnt completely open. That's sitting at what, 93 kilo ohms, which basically means open. Let me see the other voice call. I don't even get a reading. I mean, you don't have to put your polarity with your meter because you're measuring resistance, so your polarity doesn't really matter in this case. So typically each voice call should be 4 ohms according to the spec of the speaker. And this one is burnt open, but it's like it's so close it's probably barely touching, and this one is just completely fried. So apparently the speaker burnt up at some point. It is done. I know you could pop the back off, there's a way to repair it, pull a voice call out, drop a new one in, but these speakers so old, man. I'm sure they still make them. It's probably the exact same specs on the newer models, because they don't change much. But regardless, that speaker's fried. So I'm gonna go ahead and I thought about putting it back in and just having it for like a what they call it, not a ballad, what's the word? Like a baffle, what's the word? Basically just like a look of a speaker, but it also create a percussion because it has a face on it. If you could top it up, I could also top it up and just have more airspace because that whole magnet won't be on it. But it's quicker just to pop it in right now. So a mallet, that's the word, a mallet, kind of like a mallet. So it still works. It still has movement in it, so it'll kind of work as a percussion sound, kind of like how Bose does. It channels it out through another illusionary sub, but you have another echo. So I'll keep this back in. I'll keep this in. I put it back in and let it do its thing. So okay, so I put the speaker box in, and since it's carpet, it doesn't look like much is in there. That's actually a little strap on my what you call it, that little net that goes in your trunk, those little connectors. I got a little strap connected to each side. That way the speaker box is secured, it don't go backwards. Now I'm about to go ahead, get ready to put this inside. So y'all can see how this gonna look. See how my trunk setup was. A lot of y'all already saw on some of the early videos, but I gotta wire all this up once I get it in because my amps are on here. And basically, the board goes flat in like that with the lighting above it. You know, it's the lighting at the top. But I have to wire in all of that wire on both sides behind the board to connect the amps. Got holes that come through the board on the side, little slots and grooves. And once I wire it in, I better check the sound system out, make sure everything good. I'm sweating because I was lifting that box and trying to slide it in exact position on top of this carpet without sliding the carpet out of position. So, because the box fits exactly in the hole, so it's a lot of friction. So that was a lot of straining I just did, but anyway. Look, and just like that, we done, man. Put everything back in. Amps back installed, wired up. Power, RCA, speakers. All back put together. Buku water bottles. And I mean, I know we got the copyright going on and stuff, but so I get a little Tap, tap. So look, like I said, man, say it every time. Make sure y'all subscribe, share the video, man. Stay plugged in, tune in, turn them alerts on so y'all see what's coming, man. Again, appreciate y'all. It's late, it's like 12 o'clock, maybe 12:30. Yeah, I'm out. Deuces.
Click that button. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Just click it. Click it right now. Yeah.